Hello. Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart 84, and I've got myself my cappuccino. Today is the 2nd of January here in the UK. And now, because it was the New Year's Day fell on a Sunday this year, they make the Monday a bank holiday as well. I don't know if that's the same for other countries, so just thought I'd mention that to some of my overseas viewers. But the sun shines out, so I've decided to go for a walk to try and burn off some of the excess calories picked up at Christmas and over New Year, excesses of eating and drinking. So I've just don't know how far I'm going to walk yet, maybe a couple of hours. This is a little park near to where I live, and then I'm going to walk along the riverside. I said I bought myself a cappuccino, and I shall do a few short video clips during the walk if there's anything interesting to see, any nice scenery. Probably not much in the moment as we're in the middle of winter, but there'll be a few people out walking, jogging, walking their dogs. So I'll stop the video for now and obviously carry on with it in stages. So this is my local river, River Roding, only a smallish river. However, the water is pretty high and fast flowing at the moment due to heavy rains recently. It's nothing like this in summer, as we get unusual flooding. But you can see the river's right next to a motorway, and as my American friends would call it, a freeway. Built this nice little bridge across the river so we can get to the other side, and I can do the riverside nature walk, if you can consider walking next to a motorway a true nature walk. Anyway, catch up with you in the next section of the video. Absolutely glorious day for a walk, even in the middle of winter. It's not even cold. I'm not sure what the temperature is. I'd say between 10 and 12 centigrade, so probably about 52 to 54 Fahrenheit at the moment. Very, very pleasant, even nice enough to be in the garden, except I haven't got any gardening that urgently needs doing. See all the wild brambles around here, blackberries. Spotted the first wildlife of the day on the river, that is. Mallard ducks moving at high speed downstream. Easy swimming for them going that way. Okay, a bit tricky this bit. The river's actually overflowed the banks just here, so it should be good for a laugh if I take a tumble while I'm videoing. No, safe and negotiated, no laugh fuel today. Sorry to disappoint. So I've reached my next crossing point now. This is where the trains go over the across the river, and they've constructed a new footbridge across here. Not very attractive, to say the least, because I've got to put a ramp on it so that people can use it with wheelchairs. This replaces the old footbridge next door that had got extremely dangerous and they couldn't let people walk on it anymore. You can see how fast the water's still flowing here. At least it's a nice easy bridge to use, even if it looks really ugly. And that bridge there is part of our underground network that runs outside London, the equivalent to, I guess, the metro in America. But of course on this section of London it runs above ground, not underground, because now we're out in the country there's no need for them to dig expensive tunnels. Lovely old bridge. With the obligatory graffiti on it, of course. As you can see, some people have got nothing better to do with their lives than to decorate things. There's a fair bit of current there on the water. Well, I've moved away from the riverside now and I'm just heading into the forest, if I can find a dry enough route to be able to walk past it. Should be plenty of wildlife in here. Whether or not I can film any remains to be seen, but there'll certainly be plenty of birds around, and there may be possibly some squirrels to catch on camera later. Now the weather's mild again, they'll be out searching for food of some sort, no doubt. This is my local small forest within 10 minutes walk of my house. Just a case of not getting lost here if possible. Seen a few squirrels around here. Oh, there's one. Run away quickly, I'm sure. Yep, there he goes. Bit nervous about people, especially as I haven't got food with me today. So there'll be loads around here today. He's disappeared very quickly. There are a few small ponds in the forest and one larger lake, which I'll show in a minute. It's a very overgrown, this one, and not very attractive to be honest. Too many weeds and too many trees to support any reasonable water life here, apart from the insects that live in the water. Well, I've now reached the largest pond in the forest, much bigger than any of the other little ones. There's a fair bit of water life here. More hens or coots these little ones are, and obviously there's various ducks. Various ducks on the ponds. Mallard ducks those are, normally in pairs. At least it's a decent amount of water here. The birds are active at this time of the year, and the water level's quite high as well because of the heavy rain we've had recently. I'll walk round the other side and get a picture around there. I consider this piece of water a large pond, but it is actually called Knighton Lake. Not much for a lake compared to what my American friends would call a lake. They'd consider this a little garden-sized pond, but it's quite big from round here. And it looks like it's had a couple of non-native conifers planted at some stage in the past. That's definitely nothing that you'd expect to find round here. That's absolutely huge actually. most of the forest around here consists of oak, beech, holly and birch. But that is a monster. Plenty of wildlife here. And there's a duck or goose that is not a mallard, as far as I can see. This is a young bird. I don't actually know what kind of duck that one is, but he seems to be happily enjoying the company of a moorhen or coot rather than them chasing each other. There's all rhododendrons around this pond as well, and bamboo. Quite picturesque in winter. Well, I'm now approaching the end of the forest part of my walk. A lovely bark on this tree. It's a real reddish colour. Not sure what the tree is. I think it's an oak. Certainly a fair old size. You can probably hear the traffic now, which means I'm very near to the exit to the part of the forest that I'm in. Should be able to get out onto the road now, and then I'll head back along the road and probably take pictures of a couple of houses on the way that I quite like, my dream houses. Looks like where the water drains out of the forest. Yeah. Handy to have forests near to where you live. Very nice. Well, we'll cross over the road and finish the video shortly. Just a few seconds of video for my American and Australian friends that might be interested in the style of some of the houses along this particular road. I suspect that most of these would have been built, I'm guessing, maybe 1930s, 40s or 50s, I think. I don't think these are Second World War houses here, even though they've got that kind of Tudor style on them, on some of them. And these are mostly detached houses, but obviously very close together, not the sort of land space that my American friends might be expecting. Not used to be self-sufficient over here in food unless you live right out in the country. There's nothing round here has a big enough garden, even though the houses can be quite a good size. Not really a big enough garden to grow an awful lot. People around here are more interested in their cars, I would say. More interested in their cars than in their gardening. But these are very expensive houses in this area, not like my road. Don't know if you can see, but I'm being approached by urban wildlife here. One of our urban foxes. Obviously going to find his way through into that person's garden. As well as gardening, one of my loves is house architecture, and I must say there are some fabulous Victorian houses around here. I've got wide-ranging tastes in houses, to be honest. I like ultra-modern houses with lots of glass on them, but I also love these huge Victorian character houses as well. I suppose, I don't know how big the gardens are, but I suppose if I'm honest, if I won a substantial amount on the lottery, I'd probably be looking at buying one of these large Victorian houses down here, as I think they're absolutely fabulous, as long as the garden's big enough. With all that garaging and parking, they're still only about a 7 or 8 minute walk from the station. But look at that magnificent house, if you like period houses. There's a row of them here. Heaven only knows what they're worth. I would imagine these are probably I should imagine these big houses here, there's several of them, probably £3 or £4 million. Look at the size of this. It's absolutely unbelievable. Lovely period features. Even the fence and the wall are stunning at the front. Just imagine what you could grow in the garden of that house if it's got a big garden out the back. Unfortunately around here, even these big houses sometimes have disappointingly small gardens, but any of these would do me nicely if I could win a few million, and that's if they even came up for sale. Certainly one of the poshest roads in this area for anyone interested in houses. So these probably would have been built at the end of the 1800s, I would imagine. Fantastic. Anyway, I thought that might interest people who like architecture as well as gardening. We'll stop the video now, as the phone camera is nearly flat, but I just thought that might interest a few people. So just the last few metres to walk now. Just checked my phone and apparently I've done 10,600 steps. So 8.3 kilometres that says, which is just over 5 miles. I'm quite happy. It's been a couple of miles I walked through the forest and down the roads. So I'm literally just yards or metres from home now. Sun's still out, it's still daylight. But I just thought people might appreciate joining me on a walk today. Thank you very much for sticking with me if you have done, if you've enjoyed the walk. You have to try and cross the road without getting run over now, easier said than done. Appreciate the company, hope you enjoyed some of the scenery and perhaps the houses if you stuck to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Please give it a thumbs up and share the video if anyone's interested. Back in suburbia now. Subscribe to my channel and click on the bell if you'd like updates on new videos as they come out. That's me done for now. I'll catch up with you on the next video. Brett out for now.